and in which 2 young people have been killed and several have been injured. And I believe that this is directly a result of the non-transparent, dishonest policies of the central government as far as the issues concerning Nagaland and the Naga agreement are concerned. My party has been consistently demanding, both in Parliament and outside Parliament, that the draft of the agreement which the government claims to have finalized should be made public. But instead of making it public, it seems the government has outsourced everything to the RSS. So on the one hand, the RSS controlling the government, and on the other hand, the central government on such a sensitive issue is outsourcing its responsibilities to the RSS. And the RSS's publication of the so-called larger Nagaland, and the division of various states of the northeast, some territory from Assam, from Manipur, from Arunachal, we don't know. But we are learning this from the RSS and what the RSS is publishing. Therefore, it's strongly condemnable, and this is precisely the kind of policies which the BJP is adopting in the Northeast. It is extremely harmful for the Northeast. It's harmful for the development of the Northeast. It's harmful for the unity of the people of the Northeast. And we believe that the government of Assam is totally accountable for this, along with the central government. That is the first point I would like to make. The second point I would like to make is again concerning Assam. And that is concerning a specific minister of the Assam government, Mr. Himanto Biswa Sarma. And this is a gentleman who is now traveling in the Northeast as the disruptor of Northeast unity. He is a man who has got many charges against him of corruption, and the CPI demands that the central BJP leadership, the central government and the CBI stop its double standards. In the same case of the Louis Berger issues, which all of you are aware of, the central government has taken one type of action in Goa, in which the enforcement directorate has been put into action. Congress leaders who were involved, supposedly involved in that corruption scam, their houses have been raided, cases have been filed against them. But here in Assam, in spite of the fact that the Guwahati High Court has slammed the CID of the state, has strongly indicted the biased investigations into the charges of the company's agreement and the corruption cases involved. The CBI is more or less paralyzed as far as the CBI should take immediate action and find out also how 7 files relating to this case have gone missing. It's a very, very strange situation that here you have a case of corruption which was mentioned in the BJP booklet in 2014, and here the main man who was mentioned in the BJP booklet has become the chief of the BJP's efforts to take over the Northeast. So this shows the unethical methods of functioning of the BJP RSS in the Northeast, and we strongly condemn it. Now, my dear friends, coming to the national situation. Our Prime Minister went to Davos, and while inviting big companies to come to India, he made some statements about India's diversity, India's unity, etc. But unfortunately today, the credibility of the government in world fora is certainly questionable, because at the very moment when the Prime Minister was speaking in Davos, just a few kilometers away from the capital of India, in Gurgaon, a bus full of school children was attacked by the Karni Sena, which is very much part of the larger Sangh Parivar. And neither the Prime Minister nor any of his leading lights of his government had anything to say about this. In spite of the Supreme Court directions, in spite of the very clear mandate of the Supreme Court, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the RSS are following a policy of appeasement for vote bank politics as far as the Karni Sena is concerned. And I believe this is the latest example of the intolerance of this government and the Sangh Parivar on the freedom of expression. Although the Supreme Court has said there is no ban on the film Padmavati, the BJP and RSS has ensured that such a ban is there, virtual ban is there, because they are supporting all those violent actions of the groups against this, purely for vote bank purposes. So, in this atmosphere, the effort of the CPIM, and we believe all democratic-minded citizens, must certainly be to fight against this onslaught of the Bharatiya Janata Party and the RSS on the very basis of our constitution, our legal framework, and civil liberties in this country. Secondly, in this period, while Mr. Modi was in Davos, a most devastating report by Oxfam was released, in which it was shown that in the last 1 year of the Modi government, 73% of the wealth created in 1 year in India has gone to just 1% of the richest in our country. So 1% now control 73% of the wealth. This is an annual record, a black record as far as growing inequality under the Modi regime is concerned. And therefore, this issue of Notbandi, the issue of GST, the continuing attacks and onslaught of our people on the economic front, the CPIM and the left parties are organizing a series of movements all over India in support of the rights of the working people and specifically the workers and the peasants. And finally, you know that elections are going on in Tripura right now. In fact, I have just come from Tripura, and we are very confident that in this battle against the unethical practices of the Bharatiya Janata Party and RSS, the huge amount of black money which they are using in the elections, the kind of threats which they are making, the people of Tripura are once again going to elect the left front, and we will, I am sure and confident that on the 18th of February, the people of Tripura will give a proper bulletin reply to the BJP RSS efforts to bring disharmony to Tripura through the unholy alliance of the IPFT and the BJP. And this is another example of how they try to fool all sections of the people. The IPFT, as you know, is a front backed by all the secessionist forces who have been trying to operate in Tripura. Earlier, they had demanded an independent Tripura. Now they are demanding a separate tribal state, Tripura land. And the IPFT had said they are not going to ally with any party which does not support the demand for a separate and division of Tripura. That is clearly what they had said. The BJP, this is their so-called nationalism. Today in Tripura, to grab power, they have formed this unholy alliance with a party which is a front of so many divisive forces. And they are saying, no, we are not for a separate Tripura. And they have formed some kind of a committee. Exactly what they tried to do in Nagaland, to fool the people of Nagaland. They are doing precisely this sort of thing in Tripura, in which they are forming some kind of a committee to decide whether or not Tripura can be divided. This is nothing but encouraging divisive, separatist forces. And to do this in a sensitive state like a border state like Tripura is, I believe, nothing but anti-national and certainly against the interests of Tripura. So we are confident that the people of Tripura will give a befitting reply to the BJP. Participated. And following that, we had a very big mobilization of Kisans also. And now those movements are continuing all over India.
My military says, those elections, you people are